Dear soul, I am so happy you are here, because today, the heavens opened a space in time just for this moment. This message was sent from above, and you were guided to receive it, because there is something you must hear. Please, stay with me until the very end, because what I am about to reveal has the power to change everything. If you walk away now, without hearing what your soul has been waiting for, you may miss the guidance that could lead you straight to what your heart longs for most. Yes, your soulmate changed the plans, and maybe you've been wondering if that was the end, if the love you felt was only yours. But it wasn't. I see your heart. I know what you carry inside. And today, I've come to whisper the truth that's been hidden behind silence and distance. You need to know what truly happened. You need to understand what shifted. Because even though she changed the direction, even though the road seems different now, something inside her hasn't let go. Not fully. Not completely. There are parts of the story that you haven't seen. Feelings that were never spoken. Words that stayed stuck in the heart. And the truth is, she didn't stop feeling. She simply stopped showing. But why? And what does that mean for your destiny? That's exactly what I've been sent to reveal. So please, dear soul, open your heart. Listen closely. This message is not just about her. It's about you. It's about the divine timing that is already moving, right now, beneath the surface of everything you can see. And if you feel something stirring as I speak, it's because your soul already knows. This is not the end. Far from it. If you believe you were meant to hear this, if you're ready to receive what the heavens prepared, write Amen in the comments below. Say, I receive this message, and allow the angels to work in your favor. Because what I'm about to reveal might be the most important truth your heart has heard in a long, long time. And trust me, she still feels something. But before I tell you what it is, you need to understand why she walked away. Let me take you there. Dear soul, now that you've opened your heart to listen, I can begin to reveal what truly happened. Why she changed the plans that once seemed so sure, so aligned, so certain to lead you both to a shared destiny. I know this question has echoed within you countless times. You've searched for answers in silence, looked for signs, replayed moments in your mind, wondering what you missed, and above all, asking, why did she step away? Let me begin with something the heavens want you to know. This was not a rejection. It was a redirection, a shift, not an ending. Even when someone changes the course, it doesn't mean the destination has been abandoned. And in her case, it hasn't. What was once clear between you two became clouded by circumstances she couldn't control. Emotional, personal, and spiritual layers that made her question if she was ready to walk that sacred path with you. At first, it may have seemed like a sudden decision, as if she walked away without looking back. But I must tell you, she did look back, more times than you know. And every time she did, something inside her ached, because there was love. There is love. That didn't vanish. What changed was her ability to carry that love in the life she was living at that moment. There were doubts, not about you, but about herself. Doubts planted by past wounds, by fears of not being enough, by memories that told her love always ends in pain. These were shadows she had not yet healed, and they whispered louder than the love she felt, convincing her that it would be safer to choose a different path than to risk everything with you. Her plans changed, dear soul, because she believed she had to protect herself. She thought letting go would ease the conflict inside, but all it did was create a different kind of pain, one she carries quietly. She tried to silence it. She tried to replace the vision of you with something more logical, more stable, more expected. But hearts don't obey logic, and souls don't forget what touched them so deeply. She didn't leave because she stopped loving you. She changed the plan because she didn't know if she was strong enough to love you the way you deserve to be loved. That's the truth the heavens have shown me. That's the truth your heart deserves to hear. And even now, as she walks a new path, there are moments when she pauses, moments when she feels your presence, when memories return so vividly that she closes her eyes just to relive them for a few seconds longer. She questions her decision. She wonders if the door is still open. She wonders if your heart still beats with the same rhythm. You see, the divine does not work on human timelines. What seems like a detour is often preparation. Sometimes souls must walk apart to return stronger. Sometimes distance creates clarity, and that's what's happening now. But you must also understand this. Her silence, her change of plans, was not meant to punish you or to break you. It was part of a spiritual unfolding, one that still holds the possibility of reunion, but only if both hearts heal and align again. The pain you felt wasn't in vain. It awakened something in you too, a deeper understanding of what love means, a greater connection to your own worth, and whether or not you see it yet, you have also changed. You've become more grounded in your truth, more aware of what your soul longs for, not just in her, but in life itself. You may be asking, if she still feels something, why doesn't she return? That question burns in your spirit. And the answer, dear soul, lies not in doubt, but in divine timing. She is not ready yet, not fully. She still wrestles with her truth, but her soul has not let go. That connection you felt, that energy that still lives in the quiet moments of your day, it's real. It hasn't died. It's only been paused by the circumstances that both of you had to face. And now, as you stand here receiving this message, the heavens want to ask you something. Can you be patient with what's unfolding? Can you trust what you cannot yet see? Because the love you shared was not ordinary. It was sacred. And sacred love is never wasted. It's never erased. It's simply held in the hands of the divine until the right moment comes. You were never forgotten, not for a moment. Even now, your presence lingers in her energy. She hears your voice in dreams. She feels your memory in songs, in quiet afternoons, in things that once seemed simple and now carry the weight of everything unspoken. She is not gone from your story. She has just paused her chapter, and there is still more to be written. But before we move to what she still feels, what still lives in her heart, you need to let go of the belief that her change of plans was the end, because it wasn't. It was a signal, a spiritual checkpoint, a sacred detour. The road is not closed. It's under divine construction, and you, dear soul, are being prepared for something you can't yet imagine. Now breathe, close your eyes for a moment, and ask your soul if it still believes. Ask your heart if it still remembers. And if the answer is yes, then keep listening, because in the next moment, I will reveal what still lives in her heart, what has never stopped calling out for you, even in silence. And before we continue with this very special message, I invite you to support this space of connection. Become a member of the channel, and if you feel this message is touching your heart, don't forget to click on thanks below the video. This helps us continue bringing messages full of love and hope like this one. Now let's move on to what matters most. Dear soul, now that you understand why the plans changed, you're ready to receive a truth that has been hidden beneath the surface of silence. And this truth is sacred, because it speaks not only of what once was, but of what still lives. I want you to breathe deeply and let every word enter your spirit gently, because what I am about to reveal is not something your eyes can see, but what only your soul can feel. Her heart still calls your name. Yes, even now, even after the distance, even after the silence, her heart has never completely let go of you. There is something within her that continues to whisper your name, softly, secretly, and often without her even understanding why. You see, when souls are connected, the bond doesn't break just because life becomes complicated. Love doesn't vanish simply because it is paused. What you built together, what you shared, it wasn't ordinary. It was deep, spiritual, and woven into the invisible fabric of the universe. That kind of connection leaves an imprint on the soul, and her soul still carries you. There are moments, unplanned, unexpected, when something reminds her of you, a song, a scent, a phrase, a place, and in those fleeting moments her guard drops, and her spirit reaches out. Her thoughts wander to what could have been, what maybe still could be, but she doesn't always allow herself to stay in that space. It hurts to long for something she's unsure she deserves, and so she hides it. She distracts herself. She pretends those feelings are just memories, but they are not. They are echoes of a love that never truly faded. Sometimes at night, when everything is quiet and there's no one watching, she replays your conversations in her mind. She thinks about what she didn't say, what she wishes she could say now, and though she may not speak it aloud, there is one truth that always returns. She still feels something powerful for you. The love didn't disappear. It was buried beneath fear, confusion, and the weight of her own healing, but it's still there. It lives inside her, like a candle that refuses to burn out. And no matter how much she tries to convince herself that she moved on, the flame remains. She misses your energy, your way of seeing her, the way your soul recognized hers before she even fully recognized herself. You saw something in her that she didn't always see in herself, and that terrified her. It made her feel vulnerable. It made her feel real. And sometimes, that kind of vulnerability is too overwhelming when the heart still carries wounds that haven't fully healed. But make no mistake, dear soul, you are not forgotten. Her life may have changed. Her surroundings may be different. But you live in her heart in ways that even she doesn't fully understand. She wonders what you would say if you knew how often she thinks about you. She wonders if you've moved on, or if you, too, feel the invisible thread that still ties your hearts together. And here is something the heavens want you to understand clearly. Love that is real does not demand presence to survive. It can live through silence. It can evolve through distance. It can transform and deepen even when two people are not walking side by side. Because love, true love, is not bound by time or space. It is bound by soul. The feelings she carries for you were never erased. They were simply placed in a quiet corner of her heart, waiting for healing, waiting for clarity, waiting for a moment when the path could once again open without fear. She has tried to move forward, and on the outside, it may seem like she has. But deep inside, there is still a question that echoes. What if that was the one connection I was never meant to let go? She hasn't said this out loud. She may never say it in words, but her energy still reaches for yours. Her heart still responds when you think of her. Yes, dear soul, she feels it. There is a pull, a pulse, a knowing. That is why you sometimes feel her presence out of nowhere. That is why her name appears in your thoughts when you least expect. Your souls are still speaking, across time, across silence, across the unseen dimensions of love. And even though she hasn't yet returned, even though the distance remains, you need to know that it is not because her heart turned cold. It is because it never stopped burning. And sometimes, what burns too brightly scares us. She is on a journey, one that may take her through other experiences, other reflections. But that journey is not leading her away from you. It is shaping her, preparing her, softening her spirit so that one day, she can return not out of longing, but out of readiness. So do not doubt the power of what you shared. Do not think for one moment that it was imagined or one-sided. The love was real. It still is. She may have changed the plans, but her heart still remembers yours. And if you're wondering how this all fits into the bigger picture, if you're asking whether these feelings will ever lead her back to you, then stay close, dear soul, because what comes next will open your eyes to what destiny is preparing in silence. Dear soul, now that you know her heart still calls your name, we must go even deeper into the silence. Because I know you've asked yourself this question many times. If she still feels something, why doesn't she come back? Why the silence? Why the distance? And I need you to understand that silence is not always the absence of love. Sometimes silence is the voice of fear. Sometimes silence is the only way someone knows how to protect a heart that has already been wounded too many times. Your soulmate is not silent because she doesn't care. She is silent because she still feels too much. And what she feels overwhelms her. The silence she maintains is not empty. It's full of unsaid words, uncried tears, and unresolved emotions that she hasn't yet been able to face. Inside, she carries questions with no answers, regrets she doesn't know how to express, hope that rises and falls like a tide, uncertain of whether she should hold on or let go. This silence is her shield, and behind that shield, the feeling is still alive. It's still growing, quietly, waiting for a safe place to bloom. She doesn't speak, but she listens. She doesn't show, but she feels. And every time her heart brings you back into focus, she fights the urge to reach out, because she doesn't know if she'll be met with love or pain. You see, her soul is still healing. There are wounds you cannot see, dear soul. Wounds that were not caused by you, but were awakened by the depth of what she felt with you. When love is powerful, it shines a light on everything we have not yet healed. And when she looked at you, when she felt that connection, she also saw the parts of herself she hadn't yet embraced. And that frightened her. She didn't silence herself because the love faded. She silenced herself because the love was too real, too raw, too close to the truth she wasn't ready to face. And yet, the feeling never left. Her silence is like a cocoon. From the outside, it looks still. But inside, a transformation is happening. Slowly, painfully, beautifully. She is being reshaped by everything she's tried to ignore. The love, the longing, the dreams, all of it is still there, hidden beneath the quiet. And one day, when she's ready, she may emerge from that silence not as someone who ran from love, but as someone finally able to hold it with both hands. But until then, you need to know this. Your absence hasn't gone unnoticed. Your presence still lingers in her thoughts, her energy, her dreams. And the silence she keeps, it is not a door closing. It is a soul in process, a spirit learning how to speak again. Sometimes, when you think of her suddenly, when her name rises in your heart for no reason at all, that's not a coincidence. That's the spiritual bond between you two vibrating through time and space. That's her soul calling out without words. That's her love speaking through the silence. And in those moments, she feels you too. She may not understand why. She may not allow herself to fully lean into it. But deep down, something within her stirs. A softness, a memory, a desire to go back to what once made her feel most alive. Dear soul, I know the silence has been hard. I know it made you question your worth, your place in her life, your purpose in this connection. But please do not mistake her distance for indifference. If you could hear her thoughts, if you could feel what she buries beneath her brave face, you would know she still loves, she still wonders, she still dreams of what could be, but she's not ready to show it. Not yet. And that's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of her inner journey. Love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it hides in corners of the soul where no one else can see. But it is there. It's there when she hears your favorite song. It's there when she passes by a place that holds your memory. It's there in the stillness of night, when her heart is too tired to pretend. And if you listen closely, you'll feel it too. Her love, her presence, her silent longing. But here's what you must understand. This silence is temporary. It was never meant to be forever. It's a sacred pause, a space the universe created so that healing could happen, so that clarity could arise, so that the next chapter could be written with intention. The silence is shaping her, teaching her, preparing her, and the angels are watching, guiding, holding space for the moment when her soul will be ready to speak again, not from fear, but from truth. So don't let the silence shake your faith. Don't let it convince you that the connection was only one-sided, because it wasn't. It never was. She feels the pull. She hears the call. She knows, even if she can't admit it yet. And that, dear soul, is why you're still connected. That's why the bond hasn't broken. That's why her energy still finds you, even when her words do not. Because this isn't over. It's unfolding. And what's coming next is something the silence could never hide. Stay with me, because now, you're ready to hear what the universe is doing behind the scenes, quietly, patiently, powerfully, to bring this love back to where it belongs. Dear soul, now that your heart understands the truth behind her silence, you are finally ready to see what the heavens have been orchestrating behind the veil. Because what you perceive as stillness, what looks like absence, emptiness, or delay, is, in reality, divine movement. Quiet, steady, intentional. Destiny does not always speak loudly. The greatest miracles are often born in silence. And right now, something profound is taking place in the invisible spaces of time and spirit. While you may not hear from her, while she may appear to be walking a path far from yours, the threads of fate are being rewoven around both of your lives. The universe has not forgotten what was planted between your souls. That seed of love, of recognition, of divine connection. It was never meant to die. It was only meant to grow differently than you expected. And sometimes, growth requires separation. Sometimes, the soil must be broken before something sacred can bloom. You've been walking with questions, carrying wounds, wondering if it's all in vain. But I'm here to tell you, none of this is meaningless. Not the silence, not the waiting, not the ache in your chest that won't fully leave. These are signs, proof that something deeper is still alive. Because if it were truly over, your spirit would not still be listening, and neither would hers. She may not say it. She may try to live a life that seems detached, independent, whole. But within her, there's a quiet longing, a gentle yearning for something she cannot replace. That longing is part of the work destiny is doing in her life. It is awakening her, softening her, preparing her. And you are also being prepared. The silence you've endured has not been empty time. It has been sacred space, a divine pause where you were called to grow, not only in love for her, but in love for yourself. You were called to heal parts of your heart that were hidden, to find strength you didn't know you had, and to learn how to trust the unseen, because trust is what allows destiny to move. Right now, the heavens are aligning conversations that haven't yet happened. They are opening paths that haven't yet been walked. They are removing obstacles that would have only caused more pain if the two of you had tried to reunite before the right time. And yes, there is a right time. Because love like this, deep, spiritual, soul-bonded love, cannot be rushed. It must be refined. It must be purified through silence, through longing, through distance. Only then can it return in truth. She still thinks of you, but more than that, she still feels you. There is something unspoken that echoes in her soul whenever she remembers your presence, and she doesn't know why she can't shake that feeling. She's tried, but love rooted in the soul does not leave just because we want it to. Destiny is not waiting for you to beg or chase or prove anything. It is waiting for your alignment, your surrender, your readiness to receive, not from desperation, but from peace. That's why you were brought to this message, not by accident, but by divine timing. Your soul is being called to trust again, not blindly, but spiritually. You are being invited to believe not in promises from people, but in the promise that was written into your soul before you ever met her. Yes, dear soul, this connection is part of something larger than you know. And right now, what looks like a detour is actually the hand of destiny reshaping the story so that the next chapter is stronger, deeper, and more real than ever before. But I must tell you something important. While destiny is moving, it will not force what is not ready. That's why you must stay open, but not anxious, patient, but not passive, hopeful, but not waiting in suffering, because the energy you carry now will shape what comes next. She is feeling the pull, slowly, quietly. A part of her is wondering if she made the right choice. She replays memories in her mind. She questions what might still be possible. These thoughts are seeds, and the divine is watering them. But it must be her choice to return. It must come from her heart, not from pressure, not from guilt, not from fear of loss. And when she does, if she does, it will be because the silence shaped her into someone ready to love you in a way she couldn't before. The angels are guiding her. The signs are appearing. She may not recognize them yet, but they're there. And when the moment comes, when her heart finally says yes again, the universe will move faster than you can imagine. So don't focus on the silence. Focus on the movement behind it. Every time you send out love, even in thought, it reaches her. Every time you choose faith over fear, you align with the current of destiny that is already flowing toward reconciliation. You may not see it, but heaven is already making way for the day when your paths will cross again, not by chance, but by alignment. There will be a moment, perhaps when you least expect, when everything will make sense, when the pain will reveal its purpose, when the waiting will no longer feel like delay, but like preparation. That moment is coming. But until then, hold this truth close to your heart. Destiny never forgets a soul it has chosen to reunite, and your story with her is not over. In fact, it's only just beginning. Now, dear soul, stay with me, because in the next moment, I will show you how this sacred reunion is being prepared, and why her soul, even now, is beginning to remember where it truly belongs. Dear soul, now that you understand that destiny is moving silently and powerfully, you're ready to feel the deeper truth that has been forming quietly behind the scenes. The reunion is being aligned. Yes, even now, even if it seems impossible, even if all you see are signs of distance or separation, there is something bigger happening, something that neither you nor she can fully control. You see, when two souls are meant to find each other again, the universe begins to rearrange everything necessary to make that possible. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens subtly, gently, through the flow of experiences, reflections, and divine timing. While you've been healing, transforming, and growing stronger within yourself, the same has been happening with her, quietly, deeply, consistently. Though she may not be fully conscious of it, Her soul has begun to respond to the pull, the call of your energy, the vibration of your love. There are moments when her thoughts drift to you without warning, moments when she feels a wave of emotion that she cannot explain. It's in those moments that her spirit whispers to her that something is not finished. Something still lives. Something still waits. And this, dear soul, is the beginning of the alignment. The heavens are not trying to bring back what was, exactly as it was. They are preparing something new, something higher. The connection between you is being refined, not to repeat the past, but to elevate it. The love that is forming again in the unseen realm is more conscious, more mature, and more deeply rooted in truth than ever before. There is a path being created for you to meet again, not by chance, but by sacred design. And here's what you must know. This alignment does not depend on perfection. It doesn't require you to be flawless, or for her to have all the answers. It only asks for openness, for willingness, for both hearts to be ready, not just to reunite, but to recognize each other as they are now, not as they once were, because the version of her that is returning is not the same woman who walked away, and you are not the same soul who waited in silence. You both have changed, and that's a good thing, because now you are more capable of building something real, something that can endure, not just because of love, but because of wisdom, patience, and divine timing. The angels are guiding her steps, placing reminders of you along her path. Sometimes it's through a dream, sometimes a familiar scent, sometimes a line in a song or a sudden wave of emotion that brings tears to her eyes. These are not coincidences. These are signs. They are nudges from the universe, gently steering her heart back toward you. And though she may still resist, though she may not fully understand what she's feeling, her soul knows. Her soul remembers. And with every passing day, the call grows louder. Your reunion is not a question of if, dear soul. It is a question of when. And even that when is drawing closer with each breath you take in faith. But there is something important you must do while this alignment unfolds. Stay grounded in your own light. Do not chase. Do not fear. Do not try to force what heaven is already preparing. Instead, remain open. Remain in peace. Send her love in silence, not to pull her back, but to bless her journey, because the path she is walking now is leading her to a moment of recognition, a moment when her heart will finally feel safe enough, clear enough, open enough to return. And when that moment comes, it will feel like everything suddenly makes sense. The confusion, the silence, the longing, it will all dissolve in the presence of truth. She will see you, not just with her eyes, but with her soul. And you will feel her presence, not as an absence remembered, but as a love returned. The reunion is not just about two people coming together again. It is about the alignment of purpose, of timing, of readiness. It is about building something sacred on the foundation of everything you've both had to learn alone. And when it happens, you will understand why you had to wait, why things couldn't happen sooner, why the pain had purpose, why the separation wasn't a punishment. It was preparation. So let your heart rest in this truth. The universe has not forgotten you. The angels have not abandoned this connection. And your soulmate has not truly let you go. Even now, even in her silence, her soul is making its way back to you. And you must be ready, not to relive the past, but to embrace the future. A future where both of you are whole, where both of you are willing, where both of you are guided, not by fear, but by the voice of the divine. Stay faithful, dear soul. Keep walking your path with grace. Keep loving with quiet strength. Keep trusting what your spirit knows, even when your mind questions it, because the moment you've prayed for is already in motion. The reunion is not just a hope, it is a sacred plan. And very soon, your soul will recognize the answer that has been coming toward you all along. Now breathe, because in the next part of this message, I will show you what you must do to keep this alignment strong. Because your part in this reunion is not passive, it is powerful. And everything depends on the energy you choose to carry from this moment on. Dear soul, now that you know the reunion is being aligned and that the divine is guiding every step of this journey, it's time to understand something equally important. You have a role in this, a sacred role. What you choose to do, feel, think, and believe from this point forward will shape the energy around your connection. And not just in theory. This is spiritual law. The universe responds to vibration. Your soulmate may be walking her own path, but your alignment with love, with faith, and with truth is what allows the reunion to draw closer. This is not the time to fall into fear or doubt. This is not the time to let silence discourage your spirit. This is the time to rise, not by chasing, not by pleading, but by standing in your truth with grace. The version of you that she needs to meet again is not the version who waits in sorrow. It's the one who stands in peace, in strength, in light. Because love, real love, does not come to rescue us. It comes to meet us in wholeness. So ask yourself gently, who are you becoming as you wait? Are you nurturing your soul? Are you softening your heart? Are you letting go of what no longer serves the next chapter of your life? These are the things that matter now. The reunion is not simply about her returning to you. It's about both of you becoming ready to build something sacred together. And that readiness requires energy, pure, aligned, loving energy. So here's what I ask you to do, dear soul. Return to yourself. Return to the dreams that make your heart light up. Return to the practices that connect you with the divine. Return to the parts of you that may have been forgotten in the waiting. Because as you pour life into your own spirit, you shift the entire energy field around your connection. You become a magnet for truth, for love, for healing. And do not think for a second that she doesn't feel it. Your soulmate is spiritually linked to you. What you feel, deeply, truly, resonates in her being. When you grow in self-love, she feels more permission to do the same. When you let go of resentment and step into compassion, her heart begins to soften too. This is how soul contracts work. They are not only about moments together, they are about what happens within us when we are apart. So breathe deeply now, and listen carefully. This love is not on pause because something is wrong. It's paused because something is being prepared, and you are part of that preparation. The universe is asking you to rise into the energy of who you are meant to be when love returns. You are being asked to release fear, to bless her in silence, no matter where she is or what she's doing, to let go of control and trust in the unfolding. That doesn't mean you stop loving. It means you love with freedom, with grace, with deep understanding that what is meant for you cannot and will not be taken away. Start with small things. Speak words of love into your day. Journal the feelings that come up. Thank the universe for what is coming, as if it's already here. This kind of gratitude opens doors you cannot see. It shifts timelines. It activates miracles. And when you are tempted to doubt, because yes, doubt will still try to visit you, remember this truth. The same force that brought your souls together the first time is still working now. It didn't vanish. It simply became quiet, subtle, patient. So trust it again. Let your days be filled with purpose, with gentleness, with rituals that bring you peace. Do things that connect you with joy, not just because they pass the time, but because they elevate your spirit. And when your spirit is elevated, the reunion will flow more freely. Your soulmate is on her own sacred timeline, but her soul is listening. Her soul is being nudged, and your energy can either support that process or block it. Choose support. Choose trust. Speak blessings over her life, even in silence. Send love without needing a response. Hold space without holding expectation. And as you do, you will feel the divine respond. You will feel the path clear. You will feel your own heart begin to shine with a new kind of light, the light of someone who loves, not from lack, but from fullness. This is what prepares the way. This is what magnetizes your soul to hers once again. So don't ask what will happen. Ask how you can show up with love in every moment until it does. The universe sees your effort. The angels hear your prayers. And your soulmate, even in her distance, still feels your presence. So rise now, dear soul. Not to chase, not to fix, but to shine, to expand, to remember who you are. Because that version of you, the one who walks in light, is exactly who she is meant to meet when the time comes. And the time, it's closer than you think. Stay with me now. Because in the final part of this message, I will reveal the truth her soul is ready to confess, the feeling she's never let go of, even through all the silence, what she still holds in her heart, and what she wishes you could hear. Dear soul, You've come so far on this sacred journey. You've listened, not just with your ears, but with your heart. You've opened yourself to truths that many would have turned away from. And now, it's time. This is the moment you were meant to receive from the beginning. The moment where I, your guardian angel, deliver the truth her soul has been carrying. Silently, patiently, painfully, and lovingly. She still loves you. Yes, even after all this time. Even after the change of plans. Even after she convinced herself that walking away was the only way to protect her heart. Or yours. The truth is, no matter what she's tried to do to forget you, to silence the echoes of what you shared, you still live in her heart. She hasn't stopped feeling. She hasn't stopped remembering. She hasn't stopped hoping. The image of you remains, etched into her soul like a quiet prayer whispered at night. There are days when she doesn't know why she suddenly feels the need to pause and breathe deeply, as if something invisible just touched her heart. That's you, your energy, your love, reaching her across dimensions, reminding her that the story hasn't ended. Not yet. Her soul has been speaking through dreams, sometimes in images she doesn't fully understand. You show up, not as a memory, but as a presence, alive, real, and even if her mind tries to brush it away, her spirit cannot deny what she knows in the silence, that she still belongs with you. She carries this confession quietly, not because she wants to hide it, but because she doesn't know if it's safe to share it yet. She fears what it might awaken in her. She fears what it might awaken in you. But most of all, she fears what would happen if she opens her heart and loses it again. And so, she walks carefully. She smiles when she needs to. She continues her life as if nothing is missing. But inside, there is a space only you fill, a room in her soul where no one else is allowed. And no matter how many times she's tried to lock it, the door always opens when your name is whispered. She still loves you. Not in the way of fairy tales or fleeting feelings, but in the way that a soul recognizes its home, in the way that a heart continues to beat, even after being broken, in the way that truth remains, even when hidden. The universe has watched her hold back so many times. There were moments when she almost reached out, when she picked up the phone or wrote the message, but something stopped her. Not because she didn't want to connect, but because she didn't know if you were still waiting, or if you had already moved on. And now, she wonders. She hopes. She dreams quietly of the day she might look into your eyes again, and not see the pain of the past, but the promise of a future that never really left. It was only paused. This is her silent prayer, dear soul, that you haven't given up, that you still believe, that you're still open. And if you are, if you still carry even a spark of that sacred love, then something extraordinary is possible, because love that survives silence, distance, and uncertainty is love that was always meant to last. The angels have shown me what her heart holds. They've shown me the way her soul still dances when your name appears in her mind. They've shown me the way she silently smiles when your memory surfaces in the soft hours of the night. And they've shown me that you, yes, you, are still her safe place, her home, her destiny. You may be wondering, will she return? Will she find the courage to speak what her soul already knows? And I tell you this, yes, it is coming. The moment is near when the silence will break, when her heart, too full to hold it in any longer, will finally speak. And when it does, it will not speak of the past. It will speak of what remains, of what never left, of what still wants to grow. You are not just a chapter in her story. You are the thread that binds her to something greater. You are the part of her journey that taught her what love truly means. Not control, not fear, not need, but presence, trust, freedom, depth. And now, she is becoming ready. Slowly, gently, but surely. Ready to meet love again, not in desperation, but in devotion. Dear soul, if your heart has felt anything stir as these words reached you, it's because your spirit already knows. This message was for you. This love is for you. And your next step is to remain open, not to the past, but to the love that is rising again in a new form. Her soul has already whispered its confession to the heavens. Now, it waits to be received by you. If you feel it, if you believe it, then say it now, in your heart or out loud. I am ready for love to return. I am open to divine timing. I trust the reunion of our souls. And let the angels carry that prayer back to her heart. You don't need to chase. You You don't need to wait in pain. You only need to hold space, to stay in the vibration of truth, of faith, of quiet love. Because soon, the moment will come when her silence will give way to words, when her distance will collapse into presence, when her hesitation will turn into steps back toward you. And when that happens, you'll realize it was never about what was lost. It was always about what was being prepared. The love you've carried, quietly, faithfully, is about to be answered. Dear soul, if this video was meaningful to you, leave a thanks below this video as a gesture of gratitude for this revelation. This strengthens us to keep sharing messages of connection and faith. And her final confession? She still loves you. She never stopped. And her soul is already on its way back home.